Hello, I'm Steve from MakeAppPie.com, and this is Kinderswift. Welcome back. In our last lesson, we learned about functions. Swift and most modern programming languages are nothing more than writing groups of your own functions. In this lesson, we will write our own functions. In our last lesson, you may remember this function, which made varying colors of gray. Let's start by making our own custom functions like it, but for various shades of red. Make a new playground, and in the playground, type this. Let's explain the parts of a function. Like we started variables with var, or constants with let, we start functions with func. This tells Swift we are writing a function. We next give an identifier for the function, which will be its name. Generally, the identifier starts with a lowercase letter. Immediately after the identifier, we have a parameter list surrounded by parentheses. If we have more than one parameter, we separate them with commas. Note each parameter is like an explicit assignment with var. Instead of assigning any value though, we will get a value when we use the function. We then write an arrow made from a dash and a greater than symbol followed by the type. This tells us the type of the value returned from the function. This function returns a value of type UIColor. We then have curly braces surrounding some code. This is known as a code block. You will find that we use the curly braces a lot to make code blocks in Swift. Inside the code block, usually the last line of the code, you will find return and a value. In this case, we use the UIColor initializer to return a red color. Let's try this. Type these in. And we get different values of red. Let's try a more complicated example. Type this. This finds the area of a circular pizza using z as a radius of a circle. Z is a double, and we return a double. We set a constant of pi, and then return pi times z squared. Try this function out. Most of the time, we do not measure a pizza's radius, but its diameter. We say 14-inch diameter or 35-centimeter diameter, not a 7-inch or a 17.5-centimeter radius. Some functions do not return a value. They do something else, such as print the results. There is a special function to print out results to the console called printLine. You place a value or values separated by commas in the parameter, and printLine will print them to the console. Let's combine both the diameter problem and the example of a printLine function in one function. Add this to the playground. You will notice the arrow is missing. If we do not return a value, we do not add it to the function declaration. We do have a parameter diameter of double. In the code block, we find the radius by dividing the diameter by 2. We find the area by using our already defined area function. Our third line prints the radius and area to the console. For a 14-inch pizza, we can type this. And it works, but we see nothing. You need to open the console. Click here to open it, and you will see a new window on the playground with our answer. Now try a pizza at 35 centimeters. And we get an answer. Our answer does not look very user-friendly though. In our next lesson, we'll look at strings and formatting. If you'd like an assignment until next time, here's 2 things to try. Make a blue color function which returns a blue color as a UIColor from an int value from 1 to 255. Make a function to calculate the volume of a deep dish pizza and print the radius, area, and height to the console. Use a diameter and height parameter and the area function we already defined. A hint is the volume is the height times the area. I'll post the answers to the exercises in a separate video.